This is the beautiful, gorgeous, and hardworking Palesa Mofokeng. On April 5th, 2024, beautiful Palesa woke up and prepared for the day like every other day. She prepared herself and daughter for the day's activity, and after feeding her daughter, she left home at about 6:20 a.m. so that she can drop her child at the crèche and then head over to work. After dropping her daughter at the crèche, she bade her bye and started driving to work. As she approached a traffic light, she had to slow down and stop. That was when tragedy struck. A guy in a blue Honda who had been driving behind her without her knowledge she was being followed, brought out his gun and shot her multiple times. Palesa lost control of the car and it swayed to the side. Palesa didn't make it, she died. What could be the motive for Palesa's assassination? Welcome to another interesting episode on Tales by Stella. My name is Stella. Welcome to my channel. Before we dive into the story, I would like to state a disclaimer. Yes, some arrests have been made, some evidence have been traced, but then the case is still in court and haven't been concluded, so everything said here is allegedly. You understand what I mean? Innocent until proven guilty. So let's dive into the story. Palesa Mofokeng was born on the 6th of June 1991 to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Mofokeng. She attended Roshni Primary School and then went on to Suncrest High School for her National Senior Certificate between the year 2004 and 2008. In 2012, Palesa applied and got admission to study Industrial Psychology and Labor Relations Management for her first degree at Northwest University, South Africa. As a beautiful and gorgeous young girl, Palesa, while studying at Northwest University, ventured into modeling and participated in beauty pageant competition and was crowned Miss Personality in one of the competitions in 2013. In 2015, she graduated with a BA in Industrial Psychology and Labor Relations Management, and the following year, she got a job as a sales and marketing representative and had to move to Bloemfontein for work. It was around that time she met and fell in love with Dr. Tumelo Ntholeng. Dr. Tumelo Ntholeng was born in 1990 and studied medicine at the University of the Free State. He works as a flight doctor with an international NGO, so his job normally takes him outside the country. As their love blossomed, Palesa and Dr. Tumelo got married traditionally and looked forward to a happy married life. Just in case you don't know, in South Africa, all customary marriages are automatically in community of property except the intending couple decides to sign a prenuptial agreement before their marriage. As life goes on, in 2018, Palesa quit her job and applied for a full-time postgraduate certificate in education at Northwest University, and in 2019, she graduated. Palesa got pregnant and gave birth to their only child. The couple was happy and was enjoying their marital life. Good house, good cars, and all those good stuffs until chaos started brewing in their marriage. Dr. Tumelo got himself a girlfriend and barely hid it from his wife. No wife will be happy about that, and Palesa was not an exception. So the center could no longer hold. From Palesa's tweets and replies to tweets, you can easily decipher what went wrong. She stated that things that weren't an issue became huge problems because her husband discussed their problems with the said girl and acts on the advice she gives him. In one of her replies to a tweet, she said, I can relate to this. My estranged husband used to have dates with his now girlfriend discussing our problems. She did give him advice and he did act on it. A lot of things that weren't issues became huge problems. Me not having a job became an elephant because I suppose she was better fitting because she had a job and they could go 50-50. The discussions that we had about family members that we were supposed to fix together now became public knowledge because how could she say that about your loved ones? Go tell your mom what she said. Above else, everything was now about money and me being jealous of him because he's achieving more than me. She placed me in a position of being incompetent and in competition with him. She became the ultimate perfect girlfriend and I was an evil gold-digging wife that hated his family. I hope they are 50-50 in peace and she's giving him all the things I couldn't. The couple finally separated and Palesa moved back to her mother's house with her baby. She applied and got a job at Riverside High School as a life orientation teacher. Palesa was not just a teacher. As a hardworking lady, she was also running her side business, selling clothes, hair, handbags, and making people's nails. And she excelled in them both as a teacher and as a businesswoman. And as her career and business grew, in March 13, 2021, she posted on her Facebook page thanking everyone that has supported her business as she celebrated buying herself a car. Dr. Tumelo moved on with his girlfriend and Palesa started dating years later, even though their divorce was yet to be finalized. Take note that if the divorce eventually goes through, Palesa is likely to get part of Dr. Tumelo's properties, which of course he was not happy with that, as he was not happy paying for child support as stated by Palesa in one of her response to a tweet, which says, having a baby with them is even worse. Is when they think them paying child maintenance will make you rich. Yo, dating slash getting married to a man with low self-esteem is the pit of Satan. As life went on, Dr. Tumelo got a life cover of 4 million rands on his estranged wife and started plotting her demise allegedly. It was stated that Dr. Tumelo reached out to his cousin named Pakinso Makaya, who is a mechanic. Take note that Palesa and Pakiso knows each other, being that they were formerly in-laws, and anytime Palesa needs the services of a mechanic, Pakiso Makaya was her go-to. When Dr. Tumelo contacted his cousin Pakiso for the job, Pakiso also contacted two people named Jabulani Tabete and Mizwanol Mazeke. Jabulani Tabete was the driver who drove the car on the day of the murder, and Mizwanol Mazeke was the shooter who shot Palesa to death. Their plan was to follow Palesa around for a while, know her routine, and kill her when an opportunity comes. And their plan came true. As at January 2024, Dr. Tumelo paid his cousin Parkinson 32,000 rands for the job, but later denied that it was not payment for Palesa's death, but for his car, which his cousin fixed. But then, this is hard to believe because after his cousin received the money, he went on to pay part of the money to Mazeke and Tabete. According to Mazeke's confession, he was promised 70,000 rands but never got half of it because most of it was meant to be gotten after the death of Palesa. On April 5th, 2024, beautiful Palesa woke up and prepared for the day like every other day. She prepared herself and daughter for the day's activity, and after feeding her daughter, she left home at about 6:20 a.m. so that she can drop her child at the crèche and then head over to work. After dropping her daughter at the crèche, she bade her bye and started driving to work. As she approached a traffic light, she had to slow down and stop. That was when tragedy struck. A guy in a blue-colored Honda FRV motor vehicle with a cloned number plate, who had been driving behind her without her knowledge she was being followed, alighted from the vehicle holding a firearm in his hands and fired several shots at Palesa through the back window of her vehicle. Palesa lost control of the car and it swayed to the side. Palesa didn't make it, she died. Palesa's mom, who was on her way to work that same morning, followed the exact same route as Palesa and stopped when she came across Palesa's car. And on getting to the scene of the incident, getting to know what has happened, she was devastated. The police were called and investigations began. Meanwhile, Mazeke and Tabete have driven to Parkinson's warehouse and told him the job had been done. But then the driver was supposed to drive to somewhere and dispose of the clone number plate, but he didn't do that. The clone number plate was later found at his guest friend's house, which is where he went after the meeting. Before going their separate ways, Mazeke and Tabete drove in another car to the scene of the crime to confirm that Palesa was actually dead. It was after this that Parkinson paid them, but not the full payment. He only gave them 20,000 rands and they divided it between themselves. Mazeka, the shooter, got 11,000 rands, while Tabete, the driver, got 9,000 rands. The very next day after the death of Palesa, Dr. Tumelo went to make a claim of 4 million rands at the insurance company. The insurance company styled the whole process and informed the police investigating the case. Less than 1 week of Palesa's death, the police, through the help of CCTV cameras, confession of Mazeke and Tabete, they were able to cross the T's and dot the I's. The vehicle and weapon used to commit the murder was found by the police. According to investigation, information was received from a source of a person of interest who might be the shooter. The cell phone number of the said person of interest was also confirmed. It was then tracked and traced to Mzwanel Mazeke. He was apprehended, and after thorough interrogation, it was confirmed that he was indeed the shooter and used his licensed firearm, 9mm Taurus pistol with serial number TF070354. He was then arrested and the firearm seized. With further investigation, three more suspects were arrested, which include the driver of the vehicle, Jabulani Tabete, the ex-husband of the deceased, Dr. Tumelo Ntholeng, and the cousin of the ex-husband, Parkinson Makaya. Palesa was buried on the 13th of April 2024. She will greatly be missed by her family, students, friends, and customers. May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. After the funeral, the court proceedings started and Dr. Tumelo sought for bail and he was granted bail. Some of his families, friends and patients were there to support him when he got his bail. His cousin, Parkinson Makaya, also got bail while the other two, Mazeke and Tabete, are still in custody. The case is still on, so stay tuned and let's see how the case is going to end. Thank you.